Every system insists that it listens. Governments point to their constitutions. Organizations point to their feedback loops. The Jedi point to their meditation. From the outside, this looks like responsibility. It looks like care. It looks like wisdom. But listening is not the same as responding. And hearing is not the same as understanding. In the history of the galaxy, the great tragedy did not begin with the march on the Jedi Temple. It did not begin with the rise of a Sith. It began with something quieter, the moment the institutions of the galaxy stopped asking whether their answers still made sense. Listening is a form of movement. To truly listen is to accept a dangerous possibility, that what you are doing now may no longer be enough. Healthy systems listen and adjust their shape. They bend under pressure. They reroute when necessary. Unhealthy systems listen and defend their form. They explain, they justify, they delay. The Galactic Republic heard complaints for centuries. It heard the suffering of the Outer Rim. It heard the rise of corporate power. It heard the whispers of dissent. But the system no longer moved. It absorbed sound without allowing change. And when movement stops, listening becomes ceremonial. A ritual designed to preserve structure, not to correct it. Over 1,000 years, the Republic perfected procedure. Every crisis had a framework. Every problem had a protocol. Every delay had a justification. Urgency was replaced by process. Conscience was replaced by compliance. When a planet starved, the Senate did not ask, "How do we help?" They asked, "Has the proper committee been formed?" Discussion replaced action. Debate replaced responsibility. The gears kept turning. The chamber stayed full, but turning gears are not proof of health. A machine can destroy itself internally and still appear functional for a very long time. The Jedi believed stillness was wisdom. Detachment was clarity. Control was balance. But discipline without reflection slowly becomes rigidity. The Jedi did not stop listening overnight. They stopped questioning their own silence. When the galaxy spoke of suffering, they answered with calm. When fear rose, they answered with restraint. They never asked why the pain existed. In their pursuit of order, they treated conflict as contamination, not as information. And by confusing stability with harmony, they allowed injustice to speak uninterrupted. Distance rarely feels like neglect. It feels like safety. From the towers of Coruscant, the galaxy looked ordered. Commerce flowed. Lights never went out. The center felt secure, but systems often mistake their own comfort for universal health. While the center slept peacefully, the edges absorbed the cost. Suffering did not disappear. It became distant, then invisible, and invisible problems do not vanish. They accumulate slowly, quietly, until they can no longer be ignored. The Force is not a god that judges. It is a field that responds. When feedback is ignored, energy does not disappear. It compresses. Like water behind a dam, it waits. The Sith were not the cause of the collapse. They were the crack, the point where pressure finally escaped. The inevitable release of centuries of suppressed imbalance. Systems that stop listening do not fall because of betrayal. They fall because correction becomes the only remaining language. Collapse feels sudden only to those who stopped listening long ago. To the Senate, Order 66 was a shock. To the Jedi, it was a tragedy. To the Force, it was inevitable. The Republic did not fail because it lacked intelligence or power. It failed because it mistook permanence for success. In a universe defined by motion, immobility is a death sentence. This is not a story about heroes or villains. It is a warning to any system, a government, a religion, or a person that grows so confident in its structure that it forgets to listen to reality. Silence can look like peace. Stability can look like health. But when silence is forced and stability is frozen, the end is already written. The fall is not a crime. It is a correction. And correction does not ask for permission.